Alrighty everybody, welcome back to another one of the Dad Files. Hope you're all having a lovely day so far, and let's get straight into it. Alright, so in the bottom left hand corner, we have Arc Daddy playing as the red Protoss. And in the top right hand corner, playing as the blue Protoss, we have a Protoss v Protoss, we have Boomstick. So we've got the red and the blue Protoss fighting for victory over the 2000 Atmospheres map. Does appear that we will have Dad going for his usual cannon rush here. What a surprise! And, Broomstick is putting down a gateway already, so maybe with a fast enough reaction, he could fend this off. But, hasn't spotted the gateway yet. We'll see the two probes come past, though, if he's been looking at that. And, Dad is going to sneak into the back of Broomstick's base here. I think Broomstick can see, though, so Dad's probe might get taken out here. He does get a notification from the adjudicator there. Adjudicator? Yeah, adjudicator. That's what they call the Protoss leader, isn't it? The dude that sits in the Nexus. And, Dad's probe will barely escape. Is quite low there. And Broomstick does see that pylon. Hasn't reacted to it, though, and Dad will put down his first two cannons. Broomstick not doing a great job here. Will get a Zealot out and does go for the cybernetics core. That is a good sign. Because if you can get a shield battery up and some Stalkers, you can actually take down a cannon rush. And Dad is chasing another probe, so he's got a third probe here now as well. Kind of by accident, almost. But it's looking like Dad's gonna take the opportunity of that to send... Oh no, he's just sending it over here, so maybe a proxy? I was gonna say, maybe he might be sending it to the other base. Dad does take out one of Broomstick's probes there. I thought Dad might have been sending it up to this base here to do a potential, like proxy base. Well, not really proxy base, but natural for him. Dad, his probe just there before getting taken out by the Zealot does get a cannon down. Will get taken out by the Zealot, but the Zealot gets absolutely hammered by those two cannons there. Just able to protect that. I think there was one sweet spot right there that the Zealot was able to stand in and wasn't able to get shot at. But if we put down a shield battery, Broomstick could actually have a nice bit of control over this. Take down that probe. Should be taking down that probe, but... Oh, that's one of Dad's pylons! No way! Okay, so Dad has come in and tried to put down a nice 4 cannons there, but obviously that's not going to be working very well. A second Stalker does come out, and those will get taken out. I think he's also just realised that that is not one of his pylons. I did not notice that. I'm not sure when that got put down, but it did. And Dad's starting up another base, not quite in the corner, more of the north base, but, you know... Dad's probe sitting on the ramp there, just able to get high ground vision for those cannons, but does take a nice beating from those Stalkers. Stalkers looking like they might actually be able to clean this up. The third Stalker does come along, will be able to take out one cannon pretty easily, does take out the first cannon, and will move on to the second one. But two Stalkers are just standing there idle. Alright, no worries. So we did lose a bit of time there, but Dad is looking like he might lose all this. Broomstick should really get on this low ground, though, because there's a second pylon. These cannons are almost up. And he's going to have to go on the low ground to fight those. So he could lose quite a bit there. Is building some more Stalkers in the back of his base, though, but is supply blocked. So we do need to build a couple more pylons there. Meanwhile, back at home, Dad's economy is looking pretty healthy. Got another 2 probes on the way just to make sure that that is a fully mining base. We've got full probes on both the gas geysers. And we've got another base that just started up and Dad has queued 2 probes to it already. So that's pretty good. He does take down that pylon, so Dad doesn't have a lot of vision now of his opponent's base. Does see that he's going to build some stuff there. But Broomstick is in a bit of trouble with this. He might be able to go down... It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for him. If he can somehow get around the back, maybe? With a warp prism. If he gets a warp prism, he could actually have a nice amount of control over this. Potentially. Those Stalkers will try to tank the cannon shots and try to take out a cannon, but it's not going to do much work. Got 2 Zealots on the way, and we just have finished Warp Gate, so we could potentially see a few more units accumulating and could actually potentially get past this. But our dad is up a lot in the economy side of things. Has got a nicely running second base with 14 probes on that mineral line. Obviously did take 8 probes from here, but that's 2 bases and a third one almost done. So dad in the economy side of things is really ahead now. Which is back in the older dad files, we used to not be seeing that. They will target fire this pylon here. All the zealots will get taken out. All the zealots except for one there. But they will shut down that cannon rush. And he's free to roam around the map now. So probably we'll see a second base being put down. And Broomstick will be able to gain a bit more ground in the economy now. But Dad, Broomstick's going to have to watch out. Dad is creating Void Ray back at his main. If Broomstick knew about this base right here, he could go over to it and absolutely smash it right now. But cannons are being put up, 1 cannon and a shield battery. So he's not going to have much of a chance now. As I said, you just need that little bit extra bit of army. And even this base over here, that's built now. So if that gets taken out, that's 400 minerals lost. And you haven't mined a lot of that. So honestly, that's going to put you down in negative numbers. Because if you'd mined 400 minerals on this base, it might be alright. But otherwise, it's kind of a bit of a loss. But of course, Broomstick does not know about those bases. I do, because I'm an observer. But Broomstick does not. So, I guess this is where chance comes in, and also scouting. So right now, Broomstick could, we're getting immortals, which they do, against cannons. Maybe they do quite a bit of damage. I've not used immortals heaps up until recently, when I've been starting to use it in my build orders. But Dad hasn't got a lot of ground units here. He hasn't even got much army at all, to be honest. He's got 2 Void Rays, and I think that's it. So Immortals aren't going to do a lot for Broomstick here. They might be able to deal quite a bit of damage to cannons, but apart from that, not much else. Really, if he got some observers out here and just kind of spread them across the map, that'd be really, really good. Dad, on the other hand, will come in with an observer. Set up that far sight mode. I'm not sure what the actual name for that is. But he does see what army Broomstick does have, or what army he can see at the moment. And, it's not a great deal. And only these Stalkers... Sorry about that. I probably was quite loud. And only these Stalkers shoot up, so that's 3 Void Rays and a 4th one on the way. 4th one right now, actually. That army's not going to be able to do a lot of damage. If he can get past this, and there's also a shield battery here as well. We have got a pylon under there as well. So maybe if he targets the pylons, but they're not going to be able to do a huge amount. But in the long run, I have to say, Broomstick's army is definitely much bigger. And Broomstick appears to be doing a bit of a late game cheese here with a proxy. That is where Warpgate does come in handy, as you can just kind of have these pylons spread out across the map and you warp in army at your will. And we've got quite a few upgrades as well. So, I've got speedy zealots now. And, Dad has seen this, Dad has actually seen this little push here. Well, not really push, but little settlement. And, he's recalling for some reason. Oh, that's why he's recalling. So... So Dad just built up like 6 zealots, and that last immortal does actually see it and attracts 1 zealot there, but that's only 1 zealot. So I was so confused. I was like, what? Why is he recalling? Dad does pick up a few probes there, but Broomstick does do that warp in. But when all the army's gone, Dad's Void Rays are gonna come in and wipe out that pylon and that probe. Broomstick, I think, has just realized that he's in a little bit of a sticky situation here. Dad's Observer, nicely set up here, also being able to see what his army's movements are. And it's looking like Dad's going to go around the back for a bit of a counterattack here. Not really a counterattack. I'm not really using the right terms here. Not really a counterattack. Oh, yep, oh no, now I can call it a counterattack. So Broomstick does go for a bit of a push on one of Dad's bases and does wipe out all of Dad's zealots and that cannon. But on the other, in Broomstick's main, Dad does come in with those, with those Void Rays, does warp in 3 Stalkers, but 3 Stalkers isn't going to do a lot, especially when they're sitting idle. And does wipe out all those pylons, and the Stalkers just walk off. They're not actually going to fight. I think Broomstick's kind of seeing this in the eyes of a bit of a base trade here, but no, he does go back and he does get all his Stalker buddies, and they're going to try and get in here with those Void Rays, and they're going to be able to take out 1 Void Ray, but the other Void Rays have got a bit of a warning, and they will be able to escape. One of them does take a little bit of damage, but not much. If those Stalkers had blinked, they probably would have been able to take out 2 or 3 Void Rays there, so that would have been nice, but Dad with the air just has that little bit of advantage of being able to fly off into the corner there. And Broomstick is going to move all of his army back out, and Dad will see that because of this observer here. I think Dad's gone AFK. He was kind of like just staring at that one bit for a little while. And he does move the Void Rays back in. They're coming in for round 2. And 3 cannons are being put down, but Dad will be able to shut these off with the lack of pylons there. And all of them do get cancelled. It's looking like GG here. Dad's just got the advantage with the air units. And the DTs! What? And the DTs! Oh, yep. Nah, this is not good for Broomstick. Dad has just got that advantage of... I mean, Broomstick could have actually gotten some observers out, and I reckon that would have helped him a lot. Broomstick is actually going to try and go for a bit of a base trade here, though. It's a little bit odd, but he could... I mean, he'd have to kind of send half his army up to those bases as well. I think these probes are going to try and come and mine from this base as well. I don't think they actually realise that there's another base there. Well, they did just then. And Dad has warped in more DTs. This is the end for Broomstick by the looks of it. As we can see on these charts, Broomstick's army is just dropping massively. And the rest of his army can't even get up the ramp. And GG. Dad does take another victory against one of his fellow Protoss. On 2000 atmospheres. And that was actually a pretty alright game. I think the big turning point for Broomstick, the one unit that he could have built that would have helped him out massively, would have been an observer. If he had built an observer, like, maybe not an observer, but like, if he'd built at least 5 observers even, I reckon he could have had a bit more of a chance there with the DTs and also just being able to get that little bit of extra sight around the map. Like, he would have been able to spot... Oh, he did know about these! How long for? Okay, so only recently, when his probes went right at the end, only then did he find out. So... I mean, once again, those observers just would have helped out that little bit more, and those tiny little cloaked units can change the entirety of a single battle. It's kind of crazy, really. But once again, you don't really notice these things until you watch it afterwards. So probably while you're thinking, you're probably not like I definitely wouldn't have gone observers. So it's just those little things. But yeah, no, that was a good game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, if you did, make sure you stick around for the next one, and if you're there, I'll see you next time. Bye.